Hello fellow garden gnomes, we're outside again. Of course it's still mid-March, so here in Eastern Ontario that typically means we still have a couple feet of snow. But I brought you guys out here today to show you a little bit of a surprise, so come on over and see it. This past weekend we went on a little road trip to a shop that sells equipment for tapping maple trees, and I got myself 10 taps, or spiles as they're actually called, as well as 10 buckets and 10 lids. We thought a lot about the materials that we wanted the buckets and spiles to be made out of. Initially I really wanted stainless steel spiles because I thought those would be easiest to clean, they would last the longest, but unfortunately the place that I was going to get them was actually sold out, so when I was there were only plastic and aluminum spiles left, and I decided to go with the plastic ones because aluminum can be difficult to clean, and I don't know, I've heard some not so great stuff about, you know, it for being in contact with food and stuff. So on this tree you can see 2 buckets, but we also have a third one on the other side, and that's because this maple tree basically splits off into 2 trunks, and we measured both trunks. This one was big enough for 2. Basically, if it's over 57 inches in circumference, you can put 2 spiles on it. If it's between 31 and 57 inches in circumference, like the trunk behind, then you can only put 1 spile on it. And if it's under 31 inches in circumference, then you shouldn't put any spiles on it because that might negatively impact the health of the tree. So yesterday when I was putting in the spiles, I opted to only put in 4, 3 here and then 1 in another maple tree. And that's because this is my first year, so I wanted to get an idea of exactly how much sap I would get in a day, because I really only have rudimentary processing equipment, basically a slow cooker that I'm going to hook up outside, and I need to decide whether this is enough for that or if I'm going to have to get some a bigger pot and a propane burner stand. But I do have 6 other spiles that I'll probably be putting in at some point, maybe even this weekend. And I will definitely take a video of that for you guys to kind of show you guys how I do it. But right now, let's get a better look at just how much sap you can get from 1 tap in a day, because these have been in for about 24 hours. Hopefully you can see that slight line there that shows the level of sap. This gives you a closer look. You can see the constant dripping out of the tap. This unfortunately has very little in it. I'm wondering if it's because it's not on the south side of the tree, which I've been told is a better spot to get maximum sap production. And here's my 3rd bucket on this tree. You can see the line marking where the sap is. I don't think this one has quite as much as the first one I showed you, but definitely better than the second one. So here's my 4th bucket. As you can see, this tree is a lot smaller than the previous one, which is why it only has 1 bucket on it. I was really curious to see what would happen with this bucket, because last night when I was drilling the holes for the spiles with the other tree, as soon as I drilled the hole, it started dripping sap. With this, it didn't drip sap at all. So I was pleased to see that there is a very slight amount. I'll see if I can bring you in a little closer. Because we're losing our light a little bit, it's harder to see the shadow in the buckets. It's still a little harder to see, but I'd say I have about an inch in there. That is from an entire day. I really kind of like the taste of sap actually. It's mostly water but with a slight hint of maple flavor. So if it takes a little too much time or it's just too labor intensive to boil this down into maple syrup, I might just drink the sap. I'm sure coming from the tree it has lots of good minerals. So I hope you guys enjoyed my surprise. All I could think about today at work was coming back and seeing how my buckets had performed and how full they would be. Thus far, I'd say it looks promising. I might take that one bucket off of the tree that I have the 3 buckets on, just because I don't think it's going to perform that well. Although I'll give it a couple days just to see, but I don't think it's going to be worth keeping it on. And it is possible that it might be a little hard on the tree to have those 3 buckets, so I might just take it out and kind of let the tree heal over. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in seeing more of both my maple trees and my garden, please hit that subscribe button. And if you know of anyone who's perhaps interested in tapping their own maple trees, maybe send them my way. I'm sure some of my future videos could help them avoid having to do the tons of research that I had to do. Until the next video, stay wildly green.